2018 was a year of twists and turns across Alabama. As it wraps up, we wanted to take a look back at the year that was.
And that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter. So help you God?
I do.
After a contentious election in 2017, U.S. Senator Doug Jones was sworn into office in January after narrowly defeating Republican Roy Moore. Jones won the special election that was rocked by allegations of sexual misconduct against his opponent. Jones is the first Alabama Democrat elected to the Senate in a quarter century. The University of Alabama football team, the best in the country in January when they defeated the University of Georgia for the national championship. The Crimson Tide won 26-23 in an overtime victory.
It is my honor and privilege to announce that Toyota and Mazda have chosen Alabama as the home of their new production plant.
Automakers Toyota and Mazda announced plans in January to build a mammoth $1.6 billion joint venture plant in Huntsville that will eventually employ about 4,000 people. Several states had competed for the coveted project. Alabama and local governments offered a hefty incentive package to win the auto plant prize. In February, Alabama called off the lethal injection of Doyle Lee Ham after being unable to connect an IV line to the inmate. Ham's lawyer announced later that the state would not make a second attempt to execute him. The aborted execution happened before there was debate about how the death penalty is carried out. A March tornado devastated the northeast Alabama city of Jacksonville, including the campus of Jacksonville State University. The university says the storm damaged more than 2/3 of the buildings on campus and caused more than $700 million in damage.
I told my son, I said, I'm fixing to die. I'm in a tornado. And I love you.
The twister was classified as an EF3 tornado with winds of around 150 miles per hour. The nation's first memorial to lynching victims opened in Montgomery in April. The creators say they wanted to create a space for people to confront the nation's history of racially motivated violence. The exhibit features 800 hanging, coffin-sized slabs inscribed with the names of more than 4,000 souls who lost their lives in lynchings between 1877 and 1950. Lawsuits were filed and settled over a Broadway production of Harper Lee's beloved To Kill a Mockingbird novel. Lee's estate sued, saying the script wrongly alters Atticus Finch, a noble attorney, and other book characters.
That I stand before you tonight as the next governor of Alabama.
In November, Alabama Republicans dashed Democrats' hopes of a resurgence. Republicans swept all statewide offices, including governor. Kay Ivey won her first full term after getting the job last year when then-Governor Robert Bentley resigned amid a scandal. Jeff Sessions was forced out in November as the nation's attorney general after a year of blistering criticism from President Donald Trump. The relationship soured after Sessions stepped aside from the Russia investigation. In his resignation letter to Trump, Sessions noted he was stepping down at your request.
Our Thanksgiving will never, ever be the same.
The Thanksgiving night shooting of an African-American man by a Hoover police officer inside a mall sparked daily protests. 21-year-old E.J. Bradford Jr. was killed when a police officer mistook him for the shooter after gunfire erupted in a crowded mall during the start of Black Friday shopping. The city apologized to Bradford's family for public statements that initially described him as the gunman.